welcome to Wicked Recovery. According to the sobriety tracker on my phone, I have been sober for 302 days, and it says 10.1 months. However, since today is May 30th, I won't count my 10 months until June 1st. Either way, whoop, whoop, yay. This weekend was very busy, but not in a super social way. I did get out on Saturday night from like 6 to 10 for one of my witchy meetup groups, and that was amazing. But other than that, I cleaned the ever-loving hell out of my house. It's not finished, but it looks better now than it has looked in a decade, maybe. The last time I cleaned this hard was 2 years ago when my oldest graduated high school, but now my second child is graduating high school, so it's like, yeah. I'll tell you one thing that was extremely motivational. While I was cleaning, I re-listened to the audiobook. Now I'm blanking the name. I think it's The Magical Art of Tidying Up. Something about magic and tidying. Marie Kondo, if I'm saying her name right. I was motivated to go back and re-listen to it, partly because I was cleaning, and then partly because Joanna devoted a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos talking about the feng shui benefits of really not just cleaning, but ridding yourself of all things that no longer bring you joy. It really does make you look at things differently. I have miles to go, and I'm not officially doing the purge that is required when you do the Marie Kondo's method. But as I'm cleaning, I'm also purging. I'm a person who doesn't usually have much garbage out on the curb on trash day. I probably fill a kitchen bag once every 2 or 3 weeks because I don't have a lot of waste. But I will say, on Saturday and Sunday, I filled 4 or 5 of the large black garbage bags full of crap. If it was worth donating, I donated it. And if it's worth a garage sale, I threw it in half of my garage, because I am going to do a garage sale this summer. I skipped it last summer, and we've got a ton of kid stuff. Anyway, I feel amazing from all this cleaning. I'm not finished, but I started with the areas that were the worst. I think his name is Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy put out a book years ago, also on Audible, I think. It's called Eat That Frog. And Eat That Frog is wonderful for procrastinators. So just to let you know, I have about 4.5 decades of procrastination under my belt, and so trying to relearn and retrain myself to take care of stuff quicker has been an act of Congress, as they say. But I will also say, these 10 months of sobriety have witnessed me finally tackling a lot of that procrastination problem. And Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog, the title comes from some idea I think he heard somewhere where someone said, if you knew every morning that you woke up that you would have to eat a frog that day, a live frog, you would want to go ahead and eat that frog and get it over with, so that then the rest of the day you don't have to worry about it. And while that's a very grotesque analogy, since it's fiction, we can go with it. Procrastinators like myself would disagree. We would probably, well, I've gone from being the type of person who would eat that frog at 11:59 p.m. to I've improved, so I'm more like noon or 1 o'clock, but I still want my morning to drink my coffee and get my face on. But I'm trying to push that towards the kind of person who's like, have that frog sitting by the bed and swallow it before you get up. Now, thank goodness we don't have to eat frogs, so you get my point, I hope. As I was cleaning, using the Marie Kondo method to a little bit, I was also eating frogs by, rather than avoiding the worst rooms in my house, I started with the worst rooms in the house. The things I'm actually usually pretty good at keeping tidier or neat, I haven't even done those yet, because I know those I can do on autopilot the rest of the week, because my family is going to be here Friday. I have no more days off between now and then. So I can do a little bit in the evenings. A little this, a little that. This is really dull, so I'm gonna save y'all from any more yammering and just say, if you haven't read those books or listened to those books, especially Marie Kondo, since we're talking about cleaning, I recommend it. It's pretty amazing. I've now listened to that book twice, and I have a feeling I'll be listening to it again. I need to probably just buy the physical copy, but I try not to keep buying books, especially since apparently I have bought far too many books that I need to probably release, according to Marie, because she would say that those books are sad, that they are sitting in my home ignored. I should thank them for their service, the things they've done, and let them go. Anyway, I love it. I think it's amazing. This week, my tip will be, if you are feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed, depressed, if possible, clean something. If you can. Obviously, if you're too busy, you can't. But if you can, even if it's just organizing your nastiest junk drawer, throw out everything that doesn't bring you joy and get it in order and feel good. It's nice because at the end of a process, you have something to show for it. I love that. I love having something physical to show for it. And it was so amazing coming down this morning to grab my coffee, and my house looks freaking immaculate. It's amazing. It only took 22 hours of cleaning with a little bit of sleep in between. Take care of you. Take care of each other. Be well and keep fighting.